Good morning everybody. Last time we have seen the chapters 1 to 15 from NatyaShastra, and now we will carry on with the next chapters of NatyaShastra. It is 16 to 36. The 16th chapter is Vritta Vidhana or Vritta Lakshana, that is meter of poetry in NatyaShastra. Definition, description and classification of meters of poetry. In the NatyaShastra, the explanatory verses themselves are the examples of the meters defined. Bharata divides Pathya, the articulated word, into two, Prakruta and Samskrita. Similar to the description of the body parts, the same method is applied for units of language at their primary level. Both chapters, Chando Vidhana and Vritta Lakshana, are distinguished. The titles themselves are explicit. Bharata cites many examples for fascinating myths in the chapter on metrical pattern, which shows the corpus of information that he had. Their names cover many aspects of nature and the character of flora and fauna, inspire the shape and form of meters. The next chapter is Kavyadi Lakshana, that is stylistic qualities and ornamentations. Marks the excellence, 36 in number to be observed in a play. 4 tropes, Alankar in drama, 10 qualities of style, Kavya Guna and their definition. Different meters to be used in different rasas or upamas. In a poetical composition, something is compared to another in view of some resemble in regard to quality or form. There are 5 kinds: upama, repetition of sounds and syllables at the beginning etc. of the feet, and at the other places constitute yamaka. They are of 10 types. There are poetical compositions having defects which are 10 in number. Description of alankaras and gunas based on rasa. For example, in Shrungara rasa, the gentle meters shall be employed. Lakshana or dictions. The word itself has many layers of meaning and several connotations. There are a number of meanings given to it, such as hallmark, indicator, signifier, each related to the usage, applicability and context. It is understood that rhyme, meter and diction are all related to the rasa, mood, sentiment and should be appropriately used. There is an interesting section on guna or merit and dosha or defects of various types, speech and metrical patterns. The purpose is definitely to show the moods and sentiments and present the emotive states. There is total consciousness to the power of word and its effect on the audience. Such beautiful imagery, agreeable and appropriate words in a play are like the adornment, that is alankar, of swara on a lotus leg. The word and the diction has a primary role in presenting the interrelated word of the 4 abhinayas. The 18th chapter is Bhasha Vidhan, that is elements of speech in Prakruta style. Prakruta recitation in drama, 3 kinds of Prakruta Adhyaya recitation. Phonetics in Prakruta, appropriate occasions to use these. 7 major dialects like Magadhi, Avanti, Prachya, Sauraseni, Ardhamagadhi, Valhika and Dakshinatya. Use of minor dialects, distinguishing features of various local dialects. This chapter is related to languages, especially recitation in Prakruta and use of different dialects. Bharata's approach to the use of words and dress is open and flexible as he is conscious of the innumerable varieties and possibility of change. The next chapter is 19th, Sambodhana or Kakuswara and Vanjana. Modes of address and intonation noted in this chapter. Modes of addressing men of exalted, similar and lower status by others in a natak. Then the characters like gods, kings, Brahmins, ministers, female characters, courtesan, etc. The 7 notes, 3 sthana of articulation, 4 varnas, 2 kakus, 6 alankaras, 6 anga, employed with reference to bhava and rasa. This chapter, Bharata discusses intonation and the modes of address. An insight into the human interaction and social status is understood from the ways of address and its detailed description. The use of specific notes to specific modes or sentiments is a very informative part of this chapter. The breast, head and throat are 3 sthana, that is the 3 voice registers with 3 pitches emerging while indicating relatively ascending and descending orders. Bharata is expert and shows the techniques of voice production from the different centers of the body, relating them to specific moods and sentiments. The swara and shabda both interrelated and independent. The 28th chapter is Dasharupaka Nirupana, that is 10 forms of dramatic composition. Division of dramatic literature into 10 types of plays, that is Rupaka. Description of their structure, laws and rules for their composition and classification. Definition, description of other 9 types of dramatic composition. Nataka, theme from a well-known story. The hero is a celebrated person of exalted nature. Anka, the act is to be constructed by elaborating the bindu after first selecting the karya befitting the stage. The samavakara, the exploits of the devas and the asuras, constitute its subject matter. The Vyayoga is a short play with incidents of a single day. The Bhana has only a single character. It is of 2 kinds. One recounts one's own experience as describes another person's activities. Vithi has 13 angas which should always be used suitably. The exploits details should be many. There should be adequate number of acts and introductory scenes in it. The 21st chapter is Sandhyanga Nirupana, that is joint and limbs of drama. This chapter analyzes the plot of drama structurally and dynamically, which are of 2 kinds. Adhikarika, where the main line of action predominates. Prasangika, where different lines of plot are tied together in an episodic fashion. 5 types of karyavastha, dynamic stages in the progression and development of the plot. 5 types of sandhi, that is high water marks or peaks of action. 5 types of structural points in a dramatic composition, which are divided into 64 limbs. Different kinds of interlude and their use. Detailed examination of the best type of drama. This chapter is the core of Bharata's conception of theatrical structure. At the end of the chapter, Bharata says that drama presents, re-narrates through Abhinaya, but this is only possible or successful when the actor overcomes and suppresses his own personal self. He further states that all this is possible to present this infinite variety of the word in innumerable forms. They are endless, ananta, and always new. Perhaps these are the principles, foundations for the practice of drama, literature, and all Indian arts. There is an inbuilt flexibility with possibility of countless new forms to be created. The 12th one is Vritti Vidhanam, that is styles of interpretation. Myths regarding the origin of the styles and interpretation, Vritti, as is of 4 Vedas. Bharata elaborates on Vrittis, their mythical origin, appropriate use of each. These are graceful, grand, energetic, and verbal. The myths of their origin throw much light on the nature of predominantly grand, noble department, graceful, lyrical, and strong, verbal dual, energetic modes of communication. The next chapter is Aharya Abhinay, that is assemblage or decor. Definition and description of stage properly, ornaments, garlands and the decoration, makeup and costumes, mock animals, rules regarding their making and use, mask and its marking and its making, and also the Natyadharmi and Lokadharmi. Bharata so far has treated Angika and Vachika Abhinaya and the structure of the drama in the first 22 chapters. In this chapter of Aharya Abhinaya, that is costume and makeup, he gives information on types of makeup, color, understanding of types of makeup for people of different parts of India and also for creating different characters. Their description of vast varieties of mask techniques for constructing mobile and stationary props. Also, there is clear indication for freedom in creativity by saying colors can be changed according to one's pleasure. The 24th chapter is Samanya Abhinaya, balanced from Abhinaya. Balanced form of Abhinaya is described as a combination of speech, bodily movements and natural grace born on inner spirit. Naturally graceful acting is the best and acting lacking in natural grace is the worst. Outward manifestation of grace divided into natural to body, natural to mind and refined, both in respect of male and female. Various types of Sharira Abhinaya including Sucha and Shakha. 12 types of Vachika Abhinaya, Abhyantara Abhinaya and Bahya Abhinaya, Indriya Janita, sexual desire, that is Kama, and its various types. Various types of woman, that is Ashtanayika, stage taboos, rules regarding the representation of erotic material on stage. Samanya Abhinaya should be known as originating from words, gestures and sattva. Out of these, the actor should take special care about sattva because the dramatic production has this in its basis. There are 10 natural graces of woman. 8 aspects of male temperament are there. There shall be 12 way of presenting the Vachika Abhinaya with proper bhavas and rasa in connection with the subject matter of plays. Bhava or feelings hava or emotions, and hela or passions. All these three arise from the other since they are different aspects of sattva. The inner states of the total personality are fundamental. Samanya Abhinaya relates to all parts of the body. So instead of calling Satvika Abhinaya, Bharata calls Samanya Abhinaya. His purpose is to draw attention, perceiveness and universality. He introduces here the body-mind relationship and takes up the fundamental issue of relationship of the mind and the scenes. Involuntary reflections and physic states. He describes the personality types and different kinds of human temperament. Attention is drawn to the relationship of body, mind, senses, feeling and consciousness. The word desire and love or kama is explored. The next one is 25th, Vaishika Upachara, the art of court scenes, dealing with court scenes. Vaishika is one who excels in all fine arts. 33 qualities of gallant, qualities of woman, dispatched as messengers, characteristics of one who is in love and one who is not in love. 3 types of women, 5 kinds of men in respect of to their love life. 5 techniques to be employed to a lady, amorous affairs and behavior of woman. The next one is Chitrabhinay, pictorial form of Abhinay. Use of body to describe or represent pictorial material and non-material objects, moods, etc. Meaning of certain stage conventions such as sky speech, that is Akasha Bhashita, Solilogai, that is Atmagata, aside, Aparivatika, Janantika explained. Aspects of representational acting which imitates actual people and their behavior. Also, Bharata once again establishes the richness and importance of the art by saying that those who hear the readings of this Shastra, which is auspicious, sportful and as spoken by Brahma, those who practice the Shastra, those who witness the performance with total attunement, will gain and attain the same goal which experts of Vedic knowledge, performers of sacrifice or givers of gifts gain. This chapter concludes all matters of structure, design and concept in Chitrabhinaya. There is a fine line of distinction between Samanya Abhinaya and Chitrabhinaya. Last shloka, very important, Natya Veda and Natya Tattva. Ultimate judges are the people. They can accept, change, modify or reject. The 27th chapter is Natya Siddha Nirupana, the indication of success. Success of a dramatic performance, it's of 2 types, the human and the divine. Various classes of spectators, a system for judging a dramatic performance in a festival and awarding the banner as a prize to the best troupe. Various problems connected with it, qualification of judges, dispute, a procedure to record carefully the faults and blemishes of a performance. Appointment of expert recorder, appropriate time schedule for the performance of different types of plays, ideal performance. The artist, creator, actor, dancer, dramatist can achieve siddhi only through discipline and inner control. The entire act of presentation and creation is a sadhana where impersonalization, detachment and depersonalization is primary. The 28th chapter is Atodya Vidhana, that is elements of music. 4 kinds of musical instruments, that is stringed like a lute, like a drum covered with a hide, solid like a cymbals and hollow like a flute. Aspects of the bit, the 7 notes, 4 patterns of their correlation, various technical aspects of music classified and examined, 24 microtones, description of and classification of overlapping, description and classification of the elements of melodic varieties. The 29th chapter, Tat Atodya Vidhana, that is aspect of instrumental music and string instruments. 18 jatis in relation to bhav and rasa, 4 varnas and their alankara, their application to 7 varieties of songs, 4 varieties of gitis, 4 dhatus relating to karnas of instrumental music with their subdivisions, 3 vrittis for the gitis, 3 different ways of playing lute with songs, 3 bahir gitas, 7 types of pure instrumental playing. The next chapter is Sushira Atodya Vidhana. The notes proper for the hollow instruments like the flute, the technique involved in moving the fingers over the stops of the flute and the notes emanating therefrom. The music of the flute is described as charming, sweet and smooth. Flute should be used to accompany the lute and vocal singing. The next one is Tala Vidhana, that is rhythm and tempo, matra and kalas. 3 kinds of laya, 3 margas, 3 kinds of talas, other 2 types of tala, various talas with their phenomenon patterns and specific letters, various hastakriya, vardhamanaka and asaritas, panika, lasya, prayoga, divisions of tala, 3 kinds of yati or pauses, 3 types of pani, their relation to laya. By lasya, bharata means a form of solo composition where one actor performs different roles without change of costume to the accompaniment of music. Vocal or instrumental. The dance or actor can stand, move around or sit while performing. The context generally is in relation to woman performance. In all this, Bharata underpins the crucial and fundamental role of tala and music in the repertoire of contemporary classical dance. The 32nd chapter is Dhruva Vidhana, that is songs in a play. Various types of songs and rules for their composition and rendering the meters used in the context and suitability for time and occasion requiring its use, their language, the instrumental prelude to the songs, where the songs should be sung. The next chapter is Avanadya Vidhana, that is aspects of reed instruments. Origin, use, description and classification of the covered instruments, aspects of covered instruments, production of consonant vowels, sound on the certain drum type, 5 strokes of hands, the 4 ways playing of 2 other drums, playing together the 3 different drums, different phrases on the drums, various technical facets of drum playing, drum in song preludes, 20 different applications for the drum surface, qualities of the musicians, different tests of listeners, faults in the art of drum player, characteristics of the best heights, making of the drum, ceremony of installing the drum, minor hand strokes, qualities of good players of the different kinds of drums. The 34th chapter says Prakriti Vichara, nature of man and woman. 3 kinds of Prakriti among men and women, 4 kinds of heroes in plays, different kinds of women, mixed type of characters such as Vidya-mitra, ladies of harem, external assistants of a king and their qualities. The 35th chapter, Bhumika Vikalpa, the distribution of roles. Distribution of roles according to natural ability and appropriateness regarding age, etc. Casting of stock characters like the gods, kings, demons, generals, ministers, chamberlains and slaves. 2 types of presentations, that is Sukumara and Avidha. Qualifications of attendance, atrisans, troupe, Bharata, Vidushaka, Taurika, Nata, Vandi, Nandi, Sutradhara, Natyakara, Nayaka, Veshakara, Rajaka and Kushilava. The troupe can have poet, director, scriptwriter, actor, dancer, actress, Vidushaka, a master musician, Kushilava, maker of ornaments, that is the carpenter, a dyer, other professional artists and craftsmen. These all constitute a company and can be called by a generic term Bharatas. The last and concluding chapter is Natyavatar, descending of drama on earth. Atreya and other sages ask Bharata how the Natya come to descend from heaven to earth and how his descendants came to be called the Natak. Bharata tells the story of how his sons were cursed for mimicking certain sages to lose their high caste and became Shudras. When Nahusha, an earthy king, became Indra, the king of gods, he reclaimed the fallen Natyaveda by instructing Bharata to promulgate it on the earth. The sons of Bharata taught it to their own sons, and thus was born the family of Bharatas. Kohala, Vatsa, Shandilya, Dhurtila and other promulgated it on the earth. Thus, in the last chapter, the author provides meaning of Bharata. As he alone conducts the performance as a leader, he acts many roles and plays many instruments by providing many accessories. So, he is called Bharata. Further, one also learns from Bharata that the followers and carriers of his artistic traditions had a definite responsibility as the art empowered them in an extraordinary fashion. So, we have covered all the 36 chapters from NatyaShastra. Now, it will be easy for you all to study NatyaShastra and to understand NatyaShastra, and it will definitely help you in your performance. Thank you.